Hey everybody, welcome to our live. I'm Heather, and we come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. We had some glitches, so I was double checking to make sure you could hear me. But yeah, we come to you each and every day, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. And it's a way for you to learn about Luminess, what we have to offer, anything and everything Luminess. So if you have a question about anything that we have and you're like, I don't know what this is for or how to use that, let us know. And I can, you can just put it in the comments and I will, if I can, I'll tell you about it right away. If not, I'll let you know when we can talk about that. One thing I wanted to talk about today was coverage, because good morning, Cindy. Coverage is an, I don't want to say an issue, but it's an issue, especially when you're first starting out. There is a learning curve when it comes to Luminess. And so once you get the hang of it, once you get where you know how to airbrush, the coverage will start coming into play as well. Coverage is different. Getting coverage with airbrush is different than getting coverage with traditional makeup. And so, you know, you always hear me say that when people get the system, they end up putting it on like traditional makeup. And so if you're doing it that way, it's not airbrush. It's not going to feel and look like airbrush. It's not going to do what we say it's going to do. Good morning, Lori. And so that's why it's important when you're doing this to understand, hey, you know, if I'm not getting the coverage that I'm wanting, then hey, let's go back. Let's look at how you're applying it. Okay. So we are going to talk about coverage, but I want to go over when you're doing this. I always tell people practice with the air. You can turn this on and there's air that comes out. When you want to make sure you're holding it at least 4 finger widths away from your face. And you're like, oh, I can do that. But you'll want to just use the air, move it around and feel that air. And then every so often check to make sure you're that 4 finger widths away, because what will happen is you'll either end up doing this because there's air blowing at your face, or you come in too close because you're used to touching your face. You also want to keep this level and pointed directly at you when you're doing this, okay? So just watch yourself in the mirror, use that air, and then every so often check to make sure you're 4 finger widths away. That's going to be very helpful. The next thing is the spray, okay? You can put water in here and how far you're pulling down on this trigger. You're never going to pull down all the way on the trigger unless you're cleaning it. And so again, what most people do is they pull down on this trigger. That opens up the floodgates where it all comes out at once. And so you're going to get way too much makeup out at one time. With airbrush, you want it to come out very little. You want to think of it kind of as magic, okay? It's like, I don't know, is anything happening here? And you're doing what we say, but then all of a sudden your skin looks amazing. And that's how it's a gradual coverage, like you're just, and then it's done, if that makes sense. I know I do have some sun. I'm very excited about that. So those are things that you want to make sure. Also, keep that stylus moving, keep your breeze moving. You never want to do this, like cover, 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 cover. You don't want to do that. You just want to keep it going, keep it going, keep it moving. Not a race, not a free-for-all, not okay? So you're not painting a fence. You don't have to go over every inch of your face, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with Glow. Let me get a sip. It looks like I didn't clean this. Or did somebody use it while I was gone? I'm going to clean it real quick, just to double check. I thought I cleaned it the other day. And I'm just back bubbling and blowing the Tip Top cleaner through it. All right. All right, shaking up my glow. Now I'm going to use glow to highlight underneath my eyes and for pre-coverage, okay? Meaning I'm going to use it underneath here and wherever else I might need it. So I'm going to start moving the system first, then lightly pulling down on that trigger. And you'll hear it when you practice with water and you're just pulling down on the trigger, just Did you go anywhere fun, Lori, to get some sun? My niece is getting married in Cancun next week, so hopefully I'll have a little more sun. But not on my face. I'll use my tanning tonic. So I'm just going to do this a little bit back and forth. But notice how this is, it's not where it's like light. It happens gradually. And that's how your coverage lasts, or that's how your coverage is going to do, what your coverage is going to have, how your coverage is happening as well. It's about making light passes. This is dry. If it feels wet or sticky when you're applying airbrush makeup, that means you're either not moving it the proper way or you're pulling back too hard on the trigger. And so those are things that you're going to want to check out. So I'm going to do it just a little bit down here because I'm not going to switch back and forth. If I'm using glow to highlight underneath my eyes, I'm not going to change and use something else to do coverage. You just don't need to. Okay, now turning that off, I'm going to use, what is this one? It's worn off. It looks like it may be a shade 4. I probably can use a shade 5 because I am a little bit darker, and that's the great thing about airbrush makeup is the fact that you can switch it up. This is Rose 5. Let's do that one. But I'm not going to rinse out the glow. I'm just going to add the 5 on top. And then just a few drops. With a tan, I feel like I don't need as much makeup. I don't know why. I just feel like I don't. When y'all get tan, do y'all feel like you can kind of, I don't know, in the summer, I guess I feel like I don't want to put as much foundation on, just cover what I need to cover, blend it out and go. Give you more of a, like a fresh look. Blend it down my neck as well. And then you can also see I didn't go all the way up underneath because I already had that coverage from the glow, but I did go up a little bit just to blend it out, just to make sure that, you know, it was kind of blended and you're not going to see like light and dark. I kind of want to blend it a little bit more. A little bit does go a long way for sure. Let's go ahead and add some blush. What blush? There's natural. Probably just add the plum again. I love the plum, especially with the tan. Love the plum. Shake the plum, do 2 drops. Now, most of the time you see me do blush first and then do the foundation. However, there's no rules when it comes to airbrush makeup. But if you're going to do it afterwards, just go light. Get it to where you almost love it. And then stop, because our blush does bloom. A little bit goes a long way, like Lori was saying. You don't want to do too much because then it'll be, and then you're going to look crazy, and we don't want that. No crazy, no crazies. All right. So now, you know, I always have to do the nude and naughty. It's my go-to. Why wouldn't it be? There's 36 eyeshadows in here, right? I'm going to apply some neutral right to my lid. And yeah, I'm just using my finger. Sometimes I feel like with the heat of my finger, I feel like it goes on a little bit better. Like I can make it pop a little bit more. And this I'm just putting on the lid, so there's really no blending with it. If I was going to blend, I definitely would need a brush for that. But just doing kind of a neutral color, a little bit lighter. Blend my skin. And then I'm going to take my blending brush. And I don't know, I haven't used this color before in a long time. It's like a bronzy, it is kind of a shimmer. I'm just going to do that right here, kind of mainly on my lid, but kind of the lid and the bottom part of the crease. That makes sense. Make my face. And then, like I said, because my eyes are getting hooded, if I need to, I can lift this up. Go in a little bit more. I'm now switching kind of to a matte to do this up a little bit more. And back and forth, windshield wipers, windshield wipers. Does anybody have any plans this weekend? Any fun plans? Summer's ending. Kids start school in next few weeks. I feel like this summer has gone by so quickly. Went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Bam, bam, bam. Voila. And again, I lined with eyeshadow. I do that all the time, just because I don't want that pull on my eye. I also like it because it's softer looking. It's not as harsh as maybe a pencil. Going back to the coast on Monday. Oh, how fun. Fun, fun, fun. All right, now I'm going to grab mascara. I had to run to the bank this morning, so I did have a little bit of lip on. And yes, I had my Dusty Rose on. Sorry. Oh, Cindy, you're lining with the eyeshadow as well? Have you been doing that a while now? Or did you just start? I'll go back and forth on the bottoms. And if you ever mess up on mascara, wait till it dries, and then you can get a Q-tip and clean it up. If you wait till it dries, it'll come off a lot easier than if it was wet. If it's wet, it's still like it'll smear. Straighten these out. Mascara makes such a difference, huge difference. And then I'll apply some lips. More than a year, I like it. It's nice. And if you want like a even something a little bit stronger, you can wet the brush and wet the brush and it gets a little creamier and it's a little bolder, which is nice too. So there you go. Well, all right, guys, that was an easy breezy one today. I guess everybody's out having fun this summer, which is good, right? But remember, we do come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central. We do have small group classes that you can join us. I believe the link is below. We also have LUMINESS Live, all caps, on Facebook. And Dorothy is there if you need help color matching, or you have just a quick question you want to ask her. She is there as well. So there you go. All right, guys, so good to see you. I hope you have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you soon.